Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jerry Opoka, and I'm so happy to be with you again for another session where I talk about something that's so close to my heart that excites me very, very much. Today we're going to speak about how we react to death and what we focus on. Now, I'm sharing this with you because I had a really interesting experience. I don't know. I don't want to say I had a wonderful experience, but I had a very, very interesting experience. And I want to share it so that we can have this discussion, we can have the dialogue. We are living in a very crazy time. So many deaths. There's more deaths than we have ever dealt with, and we are being forced into a space where we have to start demystifying death, or at least the topic, because right now it's kind of taboo to bring it up, to talk about it. But we have seen so much death that I think we need to start sharing. I've wanted to talk about this for a long time, and I just thought there is no better time than now. I cannot keep putting it off. So here I am. I lost two brothers. I lost two brothers in a space of 3 years. And I started looking at death differently and how we behave around it, how we, tiptoe around the subject. We don't want to talk about it lest we call it into our space, but also why? Why are we like that with death? So I want to do a series where I speak about my perspective. And if anybody out there has a similar experience, a different experience, I would like us to speak about it. I would like us to share, because we are in a space where so many deaths happened last year, have happened this year in our second wave of COVID. We now hear about Delta Plus or Delta Pro, Delta Extreme. I don't know what else is coming. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Where will we go when we die? Where do our people go? Let's talk about it. Let's just unpack it. So I will talk about what I have seen that happens, that we do when a person has passed away. First of all, the pain and shock and fear and the emotion that comes with it, the grief, the deep, deep, deep grief comes from a number of places. And I've spoken to a number of people asking what they feel when somebody dies. What is that emotion? Why are you feeling what you're feeling? And these are some of the things that they have said. One, I've written the notes down just in case you see my eyes darting. One is the finality of death. Like, it is so final, so abrupt, so boom, this is the end of this person's life. And two, the confusion. If you look at the 2 points, first the finality of it, and then the confusion and that leads you to start asking, what is the meaning of life? So this person woke up this morning, had meetings to go to, and we expected them to come back home, or we were going to meet later on. Like, we had a plan for the day, for the week, for the year. They had goals, and suddenly they just dropped and died. That makes us also question life generally, our lives. Like, so if this person can drop dead, yet they had plans that they probably even prayed about, and God knew, and God was helping them along, how come they died? What does that mean for us who are still here? The other thing is, people are sad because they think about the loved ones of the deceased. They think about the children, the wife, the pain that they go through. They think about the parents and everyone, those who are really close to them. And if you're the one who's close to them, just that sadness of, oh my God, my person has died, is where we get pain. There are those people who feel sad for the deceased. They feel that, oh my God, he had so many plans, or she had so many plans, it's been cut short. And my question to them is always, do you think on the other side they're worrying that they left their plans on earth unfinished, or do you think they might be free and happy that they're out of this body and out of this plane? I don't know. We'll talk about that later. Then there's always the question. So I've talked about the finality of it. I've talked about the confusion that comes with it. I've talked about the sadness that people feel. Sadness for the family or for those who are close to the deceased, and sadness for the deceased, for what this death implies to them. The other one is, if they suffered before death, we kind of feel like that suffering is continuing, or they ended their life in suffering. Does that mean they're not suffering on the other side? We don't know. So some people really are broken by those thoughts. The other one is the emptiness in the heart, and I know that emptiness, empty, just feel like a chamber of your heart has lost something. And yes, that's one of the things that people pointed out. The other one is their unfinished mission. They're like, they had not completed their mission on earth. And I always like to ask, what was their mission again when they came? Like, what mission did God give them? Do we know? Do I know my mission? No. I think I do. I mean, I can definitely come up with a mission. Part of it, I believe, is sharing my life experiences, because I've had some interesting experiences and I don't think it's for nothing. But is that the mission that God wants, has for me? Maybe he just wants me to realize my mission and that's it. And then I'll have to leave. I don't know. So we don't really know, but that's one of the reasons that has been pointed out. The other one is feeling like we have lost the fight or the battle, because we feel like it's a battle of good and evil. And if somebody dies, evil has won, the devil has won, and maybe we didn't pray enough, or, basically we feel like we've lost and we feel gutted and our loss in the battle means our person has died. The other one is the realization once again that we are all headed in that direction. There's some deaths that happen, like my brother Timothy, when he died, I was like, oh my God. Like, if he can die, we can all die. Not that it wasn't the same with my brother Mark. Their personalities is what was different. Timothy was all up in your face. Mark was just all about love, 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 love. He was really about love. So that realization also plays a big part. Then our limited understanding of what next. Where do they go? Where will we go? Are we going to hell? Have I done enough good? Did I repent? Oh my God, what if I go to sleep and I forget to pray, I forget to repent, and I die and I go to hell? Oh my God. So we are in constant fear of what happens after we die. So how many of those we have? I think I've listed 9 of them. But generally that is like the sequence of events that we go through when a person has died. And I think, in all fairness to everybody who is grieving right now, it is a difficult season. Difficult. What helped me the most is that, while I was in that place, 13 days later, I got a special message and I came out of it. With my second brother, Mark, when he passed, it was literally 24 hours. By the time I woke up the next morning, the next morning when I sat down and thought through it and just did an assessment, an analysis of what had happened and what I thought, how I felt, why am I feeling these things, and I was able to come to terms with it within 24 hours and I made peace. Now, I would like us, before we move into the next session, I would like us to just think about what we do when a person has died, how we react. Yes, the first day, the first few days, first 1 week, It's pain, pain, pain. But let us think about why we are feeling what we are feeling. First of all, identify the emotion. Sometimes it's anger, deep anger for God, for the world, for somebody we think is responsible for their death, and all kinds of things. But also, beyond that surface issue, what else are we feeling? What else is driving us? Where are we placing our focus? What things are we telling? Because there's things that run through our minds. So what are those things that are running through our minds? And can we just check and say, is it fact? Is it my own interpretation of events? Is it coming from what I have been conditioned to believe? Because I really believe that a lot of the times we think that when we love someone who has passed, we have to be sad when we think about them. And we spend a lot of time in that space of sadness instead of, focusing on the beautiful memories that we have made with this person in their period of life or the time that we spent together. So as I let off on this particular session and this message, I'm asking that you just think through those things that you have gone through, or that people have gone through. Let's discuss, let's share, let's start to open up and start talking about death, about leaving this place, because we know we're all going. We know we're all going. So if we talk about it, maybe it will not seem so daunting. Maybe it will not be so scary. Maybe some people out there can tell us experiences, what do you think, guys? What do you think? Let's talk about it. So thank you so much. Again, if you feel like this content has connected with you in any way, click the like button, send me a thumbs up, put a comment in the comment section, and let's just get the conversation going. Thank you so much. See you again in my next video.